Hello, welcome back to my channel. This is Her Conscious Styles, and I am limitless, boundless conscious energy masquerading as a human being named Mercedes Alexis. In today's video, I am going to be explaining exactly how consciousness is the only reality. The 3D is the effect of the cause, which is your consciousness. The 3D is a reflection of your consciousness. The 3D is a mirror of your consciousness. Your consciousness is the true reality. Your consciousness is the only reality, which the 3D is a reflection of. A reflection does nothing of itself. A reflection can only do what is reflected onto it. The 3D does nothing of itself. The 3D can do nothing of itself. Nothing manifests within the 3D. Nothing happens within the 3D. The 3D is the reflection. It happens in consciousness. It manifests in consciousness, and the 3D is a reflection of that. But you do nothing within the 3D. Your work is done in consciousness, in what you are expecting, what you are imagining. That is where your life is created. That is your true reality. That is the true reality. And the 3D has no choice but to mirror that. The 3D can do nothing else but mirror that, because the 3D is a mirror. It is a mirror of your consciousness. It is a mirror of your awareness of being. So you cannot change the reflection. You cannot change the 3D. You can only change consciousness. You can only change your awareness of being within your awareness of being. And the 3D will eventually reflect that change. But you can't change within the 3D. I wanted to give you some examples that we all can understand to better explain how you have to change within consciousness. And you can't just change in the 3D. The first example is when someone wins the lottery. As we know, a lot of times when people win the lottery, when regular people win the lottery, within a few years, they're back to worrying about money. They're back to feeling lack. Because you can't just change within the 3D. You have to change the person that you are within consciousness. You have to change what you are expecting and being and allowing within consciousness. So you have to do work within to become the person who now has money abundantly, who now pays their bills easily and effortlessly, who now can do monetary things for the people around them. You would have to become that within consciousness in order for the 3D to reflect that. You may be able to temporarily change that if you come upon some money or if you get some great opportunity, but within time, you would go back to the same worries about money. You would go back to the same feelings of lack, because that is what you are being within consciousness. That is what you are expecting and imagining within consciousness. And so the 3D has no choice but to reflect that. No matter how much money you have, you would find a way to worry about it. You would still find a way to feel lack. Another example would be, we've all heard stories about people who grow up with money, with opportunity, who are the children of people who have a lot. And sometimes the parents may give that child control of something without any training or preparation, and because that child has not prepared itself for that, even though the child may have grown up around it and seen their parents do it and seen that it is possible, they have not become it in consciousness. They have not expected it in consciousness. They have not imagined it in consciousness. And so the 3D cannot reflect it. The 3D can only reflect their feelings of being unprepared, because the 3D is only a reflection and can only reflect what they are being and expecting and imagining in consciousness, no matter how much money they have, because the money doesn't matter. The time doesn't matter. The family doesn't matter. The opportunity doesn't matter. The job doesn't matter. The SP doesn't matter. The city that you're in doesn't matter. What matters is consciousness. What creates is consciousness. What is the true actual reality is consciousness. And this 3D is a reflection of it. If there is something that you desire that you do not have, it is because you believe more in your current story than what you want. It is because you believe more in your current story than in you having what you want, than in you being what you want. It is because you believe that what you are experiencing within your 3D is more real and more powerful than what you want, than what you claim to be choosing in consciousness. Choosing does not mean thinking here and there about what you desire throughout the day, in between reacting to and giving life to your current 3D all day long. That is not choosing. Choosing is not reacting to the 3D, because you reacting to it is giving it power. You reacting to it is making it real. You reacting to it is saying to yourself, this is more real than me. This is more powerful than me. And so I have to react to this instead of focusing on me and what I actually want. Instead of focusing on the reality that I want, I have to deal with this because this is more important and this is more real because this is what is in the 3D and this is what I can see. But the 3D is a reflection and the 3D cannot change until you change in consciousness, in your awareness of being. So as long as you are reacting to the 3D, you will never change. You will always be within a loop. You will always be reacting to the same shit on different days, to different versions of experiences that you are binding yourself to within the 3D by reacting to them, by believing that they are real, by believing that they are more real than you. You are binding yourself to them. So you are forcing yourself to keep experiencing them in infinite ways. You have to decide that you are more real than any and everything that you are experiencing, that you ever could experience, because you are the awareness creating them. You are not the body. You are not bound within this 3D. But as long as you associate yourself with the human body that is bound within this 3D reality, you will be stuck within that loop. There will be limitations. You have to release yourself of identifying with the human body, of identifying with the 3D as the reality, as your reality, because your reality is consciousness. Your reality is the actual cause, which the 3D is in effect of. Your reality is the real thing within the mirror that is being, that is having. You are the real thing within the mirror that is creating, and the 3D is reflecting what you are being, what you are creating through your awareness of being. The true power, the true creator and controller of it all. God itself, experiencing itself. You are not your name. You are not your body. You are not anything within this 3D. You are God. You are consciousness. You are awareness of being. The sooner you can identify with the creator in front of the mirror, things can change whenever you decide. For you are the real thing, and the 3D is a reflection of that. You have to change your awareness of being from that of the 3D being real, the 3D being the real thing that you are reacting to, that you have to react to, because you are the real thing that the 3D is reflecting, that the 3D cannot move without. Consciousness is the only real thing. Awareness of being is the only real thing that creates. And the 3D is the mirror reflecting that creation, reflecting that being, that awareness of being. Thank you so much for watching. I trust that this video was helpful for you. Email me if you're interested in a one-on-one consultation, and have an amazing day.